I don't know quite how to explain it, but something about my cochlear implant feels different. Something's changed. I don't know, maybe it's all in my head. Well, duh, of course it's all in my head. Hi, I'm Vince. It's now been a couple of weeks since my last mapping, with about a month to go until my next one. My surgery wasn't even 3 months ago. I've only been activated for about 2 months, so I'm still very much new to this process. A cochlear implant rookie. But this week I had a bit of a light bulb moment, a shift in how I think about this whole thing. For months, I've been focused on trying to learn everything I can about cochlear implants, about the companies who make them, about the process of getting one, and then the ongoing process of optimizing it and figuring out how to make the best use of it. Pairing it with my phone and computer, experimenting with which programs to use in which situations. When is my Roger mic useful, and when is it a waste of pocket space? Do I need to put my processor in the dryer box every night? How long do the batteries last? Should I get a decorative cover for my magnet? And on and on. I'd been so caught up in all of that I'd forgotten to stop and ask myself a pretty basic question. How is my hearing? Is it better than it was before surgery, or more importantly, is it more useful than it was before my surgery? Which I've learned are not necessarily the same thing. And when I thought about that question, for me the answer is clear. Yes. Absolutely, my hearing is better by most objective measures, and my hearing is an order of magnitude more useful than it was before my surgery. I've now had numerous social interactions where two important things occurred that I didn't even think about until later. One, I wasn't anxious about it and struggling to understand my friends. And two, the subject of my cochlear implant didn't come up. Or it only came up later in the conversation after someone told me that it seemed I was hearing better than I was before. When I go outside, I hear birds, distant dogs, kids over at the playground, and water trickling into the storm sewer. Reflecting on all of this brought me to a sudden realization. I'm no longer on a journey. I've arrived. Mission accomplished. My broken ears are fixed. I can hear again. I just needed to reframe the question from, will I ever hear as well as I remember back when I made a career out of using my ears, to, do I have significantly more functional hearing? Is my life significantly better, with greater potential than it was before I decided to get a cochlear implant? Now here's the part where I need to remind you that everyone's story is different. Everyone's hearing history is different. I consider myself fortunate to be reaping so many benefits from my cochlear implant so soon after getting it turned on, and I don't take that for granted. I attribute my success thus far to a number of factors. One, I was not profoundly bilaterally deaf prior to getting a cochlear implant. I have a relatively recent history of fair to middle hearing, and my low-frequency hearing in both ears wasn't too bad. I have one ear that is more useful than the other. I wasn't deaf. I was just, as they say, hard of hearing. I'm one of those people who has bruises on my behind from all the time I spent straddling the fence, wondering if I really needed to undergo such a radical procedure. And I was just on the other side of borderline to even qualify for one. And that sums up who this video is for. Anyone out there who has problems functioning because of hearing loss and bumping up against the ceiling of what hearing aids can do for you, but are wondering if getting an electronic device embedded in your skull might be overkill for someone who isn't deaf but just has to say, "What?" a lot. In my case, I didn't just get a cochlear implant. I got a whole suite of hearing upgrades. I have some low-frequency hearing ability left in both ears, so I have a device that amplifies them and puts them in my implanted ear. On the other side, in my not-as-bad ear, I have an upgraded, powerful, and properly fit phonak hearing aid. And then the biggest part of it all is this amazing implant device that has unlocked all the frequencies above 3,000 hertz or so that I haven't heard in years. That's where speech understanding and a host of other incredibly useful sounds live. But it's the combination of these upgrades, along with effortless stereo streaming of music, audiobooks, hands-free phone calls, and video chats, that makes me feel like I've unlocked hearing superpowers. A big hats off to Advanced Bionics for bringing all of these things together. So, I'm fixed. I'm happy. But am I done? Am I satisfied with what this sounds like? Not by a long shot. There are big shortcomings in pitch accuracy and clarity. Certain types of music are becoming pleasant to listen to, but lots of it is a sonic mess, and I don't think it's just my taste in music. Female voices and certain other sounds still read about an octave high, and my AutoSense program doesn't always do what I want it to do. Crowds and background noise still present quite a challenge. There are plenty of adjustments to be made and plenty of work for my brain to do to adapt to this new way of hearing. I can't wait for my mapping session next month. And I already can't wait for the one after that. And the one after that. Can I hear as well as I did when I first started working in recording studios? Not even close. But here's the thing. This week, something changed inside of me. While I'll keep working to make this thing better, and I do suspect that it will continue to get better, I kind of don't care as much. I accept that I'll probably never hear as well as I once did. I'm at peace with that. But I'm so much better off than I was 3 months ago. The feeling of sadness I used to have about my hearing loss has been replaced by a new feeling, one of gratitude. I'm shifting from a long process of learning about and getting this thing to just using it. I'm going to keep on with these updates as I continue to fiddle around with my implant. There's no guarantees that my current sunny disposition won't change into frustration and bitterness. If that happens, hey, I'll make a video about that too. Until then, I hope you'll leave me a comment and hit the like button and all of that so that more people who might benefit from these videos can see them. I wish you all well on your own hearing journey, and thanks for watching.